Hi there, I'm Janine Green, and I want to share with you another lesson that I've learned on this journey as an actress. This week I was doing background work, so I'm going to talk to you briefly, and keep it brief, about etiquette on the set as a background actor. Um, First, let me say, if I haven't already said this before, why for me I find background work to be educational. One, you get to learn that it's an incredibly long day. If you haven't done it yet, it's an incredibly long day. If you have done it, you know what I'm talking about. Two, you get to learn how to function on a long day like that. And remember to recognize it's not a long day for you alone. It's a long day, period, for everybody present. It's a long day. And if you're like me and your goal is principal actress, then learn how to work with that day. Um, Three, it also teaches you how to gain comfort in this higher stakes environment. You're going to be a principal actor, right? And you want to get a sense of comfort in that environment and learning how to be on and have all these people present and still be able to function and have the life inside of you and let your character rattle off whatever she needs to rattle off and just be present. Also, it teaches me how to it gives me an opportunity to practice strategies in terms of how to navigate this new environment that I've been a part of for a day or two, 1 or 2 days, or however long. I do the same thing. I make it my job to learn names. I will write them down. I meet a lot of actors who say, I'm really bad at learning names. Then find a way to learn names. I write them down. I got this from a dear friend. We worked together on an industrial, and I noticed he was writing things down. Turns out he was writing names down. Every production I go to, I write down names. I write down names from background actors. I write down our names because you're going to see people again, and it's nice to relate to people by their names. I write down names of production, background PAs. I write down the names of people because it's nice to relate to people by names. It just shows that you care. Also, another thing that I've learned is go ahead and research the project that you have been cast to work as background on. Research it as though this is your principal role. Who are the producers? What have they produced before? What is the genre of what you're seeing? If it's comedy, what sort of comedy is it? What sort of comedy have they done before? How would you label it and think about it? How do people laugh in these situations? What makes people laugh? Who's the director? Who's the director of photography? Now, in my research, sometimes I discover finding the director for that episode you're going to work on might not be so easy. So there are other ways to do it. The director's name is often on the clapboard, right? And if it is, keep peeking at it until it registers with you and write it down. Write it down when you have an opportunity. There is downtime. They're resetting something, a shoot. Go ahead and write that down. Or there's a call sheet that's lying about. Look at it, read it, learn the names of the people you're working around. Write their names down, learn it, and it just helps you. Researching, this is how research benefited me this week. So I worked 2 days on a new television show, 1 day on a promotional video, right? For the new television show, I heard eventually there was a pilot, but like everybody, there's so much to watch these days, from Netflix to Amazon to Hulu to regular television, that it's almost overwhelming, right? I feel like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with hardly anything, but it doesn't mean I'm disinterested. But having researched this project, even though I hadn't seen the pilot, allowed me to have the right things to say at the right time. Here's what happened, and thank goodness I had researched it. Walking to lunch, I passed the two security guards who I had been speaking to all day long. I make sure to speak to everybody because everybody matters, right? Everybody counts. What is this show? One security guard asked. What is this movie? I said, well, it's actually a new television show. You may have never seen it. You probably haven't seen it before. You haven't seen it before. It's a new television show, and this is what it's about. And I told him about, what I had read. This is what it's about. Sounds kind of interesting. I recommend checking it out. It might be interesting. It's kind of similar to this other show, and you may like it, so why not just check it out? And the guy was like, yeah, it does sound interesting. I was like, yeah, I don't know what network, but, check it out. As I went to get in line, last as I love to be last, the director came and stood right behind me. I made sure the day before to find out who was the director. His name was flying by me. I couldn't get his name, but I paid attention to who was really giving notes to the actors. And the directors usually walk up to the actors and they're quiet about their notes, but they're giving notes to the actors because there's quite a few people giving notes, right? But this person is giving specific notes. So when he stepped in line behind me, I recognized him and I was able to say, hey, how's your day going? Is it going well? And I am looking forward to seeing the show. I mean, it seems exciting. Have you seen the pilot? He asked me. I said, no, I hadn't seen it. But what I've read about it sounds good, and this looks like the kind of thing I want to see. So I'm looking forward to it. And we had a nice little chat. Here's what I want you to take away. Watch what you say when you're on set. You never know who's nearby. As I sat in holding, eating lunch with everybody else, there were actors background who did not recognize the director. And you sit there and you diss another show, right? It's not the show you're working on, so hey, I didn't like this show, whatever. Or you'll say, oh, I never watch these shows. I just do the work. I never see any of this. This is never my thing. I just, whatever. He's right there, and if you could just exercise compassion and etiquette, at least you demonstrate a kindness. Just people actually care about their work and they want people to like their work, not dislike their work. So just, be mindful of what you say. And even, especially if you're, dissing another show, you're like, well, that's not this show, so I can talk about it and what have you. And it was an awful show. They were just dogging this show yesterday. Well, the thing is, the director's also a writer, and this isn't the only thing he's directed. He's directed other things too. And you're probably, or there is a really strong possibility, there's Sophie. Hello. There's a really strong possibility that you are dissing a show that he either wrote, directed, maybe he acted in, because our director was a writer, director, actor, producer. He might have had some connection to it, and you're insulting people. It's not cool. Don't diss another show on set, because this world is tiny and people work on all of this. We're all connected. If you see us, you may see them. We're all connected. Just exercise compassion. Watch what you say. Just watch what you say. Another note I have learned. Okay, I'm going way over time. You may be given action to do, as a background actor. And sometimes it's on the line. Jot it down on your downtime. If you can, find a way to have a pen or a pencil on you and paper and jot it down. Jot down that line. Jot down the action that they gave you. What it does for me is it just frees me up, and I can start imagining a character being the principal actress that I know I am. I can imagine the character having her have a life, saying hello, goodbye to people. She's going to some place, in the office or after work, or she forgot something and she wants to run back and tell this one person. The camera may not see me at all, but I have this life and this presence. And guess what? I notice that it makes an impact on the people there. They notice that you actually care and you've created something and you're walking with purpose and you're alive in this environment, and so be it, and it's exciting. Go ahead and create that, and that's it. So today's takeaway lesson is just, there are strategies to help you remember names. Do not use your inability to learn names as a reason not to learn names. Find a way to learn names. Practice etiquette. Please be mindful of what you say on set, because you think it's innocent talking about this other show, but you actually may be insulting someone who had some connection with that other show. And we don't want to insult people, especially if your goal, like mine, is to be a principal actress. It's just have compassion for people and respect their creative outlets. Show them support, just like you would a friend. That's it. I think that's it, right? Oh, yeah, and just the advantages of working background work, what you can learn. So that's it. All right. Thank you for taking the time to listen. And, if you're doing some background work today or this week coming up, make the most of it. Make the absolute most of it. All right. Take care.